Have you ever wondered why, as you grow older, people start treating you differently, even in ways you can't quite explain? It's like one minute you're the center of attention, and the next you're left out or even resented. Is it just a phase, or is there something deeper going on? Well, today we're diving into the 5 shocking reasons why people secretly hate you as you age. And trust me, the truth might surprise you. So, if you've ever felt like the world's attitude toward you has changed, or you've been left wondering why people seem to turn on you, stick around. We're going to reveal some uncomfortable but real insights about aging and the secret reasons behind people's behavior. Let's get into it. Reason number 1. People resent your wisdom. As we grow older, we accumulate a lifetime of experiences, lessons learned, and knowledge that can provide us with valuable insights. But here's the catch. This wisdom, which we often share to help others, can make younger people feel threatened or even inferior. You might think that offering your guidance is a way of helping those around you, but for some, it's not seen that way. To them, it can feel like a reminder of what they haven't achieved or what they don't know yet, leading to feelings of resentment and even hostility. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're at a family gathering, and your niece is venting about the stress of balancing work and life. You, with decades of experience, share some advice, perhaps suggesting she prioritize her mental health and set boundaries. Instead of thanking you or considering your words, she brushes you off with a smile, saying something like, "You wouldn't understand. Things are so different now." The dismissive tone feels like a slap in the face, right? But what's happening beneath the surface is a growing sense of discomfort in her. She's resenting the fact that you, with your life experience, are offering advice that she feels she should have figured out on her own by now. This kind of reaction isn't uncommon. People, especially younger generations, may view your wisdom not as a gift, but as a reminder of their own perceived shortcomings. They may feel that your advice exposes their insecurities, whether it's about their career, relationships, or life choices. And rather than accepting that wisdom, they reject it. Over time, this can lead to a subtle shift in how they interact with you. They may pull away, avoid seeking your counsel, or even stop coming to family gatherings. It's not necessarily because they don't love you, but because your knowledge and experience make them face uncomfortable truths about themselves. In the end, this resentment isn't something you can control, but understanding it can help you navigate these interactions with empathy. People aren't resenting you personally. They're resenting what your wisdom forces them to confront about their own lives. Reason number 2. Your independence makes them uncomfortable. As we grow older, many of us take great pride in maintaining our independence. We manage our own homes, make our own decisions, and continue to live life on our own terms. But for some, this independence can be a source of discomfort or even guilt. You see, when we maintain a high level of self-sufficiency in our later years, it can unintentionally highlight the struggles or insecurities of those around us, particularly younger people who may feel like they can't manage as well as we can. Imagine this. You're in your late 70s and your children insist that you let them help with some errands. They're constantly offering to run your shopping or take you to appointments, but you've got it covered. You've been doing it for years, and there's no need for help. Every time they offer, you politely decline, telling them you're perfectly fine on your own. But what happens next? You notice a subtle shift in their behavior. They start making passive comments like, "Well, if you don't need any help, maybe you don't need us at all." What's really going on here is that your refusal to accept help is triggering feelings of guilt in them. They see your independence as a reminder of their own inability to juggle everything, or worse, their fear of losing their own sense of self as they grow older. This discomfort isn't about you, it's about them. Your ability to remain self-sufficient and manage life without leaning on others makes them question their own level of control or competence. They might feel frustrated, wondering why they can't keep up with your energy or organization. Or they might feel guilty because they're not able to do the same for their own parents or loved ones. This feeling of inadequacy can lead to subtle tension and sometimes even resentment as they grapple with their own vulnerabilities and fears. In the end, your independence may feel like a reminder of their own shortcomings, and that's not something everyone is ready to face. It's a difficult dynamic to navigate, but understanding this can help you respond with compassion. People's discomfort with your independence isn't a reflection of you. It's about their own internal struggles and feelings of not being enough. Reason number 3, they don't understand your slower pace. As we age, it's natural for our pace to slow down a bit. Whether it's walking, talking, or even completing daily tasks, the physical changes that come with aging can make us take more time to get things done. However, for some people, especially younger generations, this slower pace can be misunderstood as weakness or laziness. They might not realize that slowing down is a natural part of the aging process, not a sign of decline. Picture this. You're at a family gathering, and you're getting up to grab something from another room. Your movements are a little slower than they used to be, and you're taking your time. A younger relative, perhaps in their late 20s or early 30s, impatiently watches you, tapping their foot or sighing audibly. "Come on, hurry up, it's not that hard," they might mutter, clearly frustrated by how long it's taking you to complete the simple task. You can feel the judgment in their eyes, and it stings. But what they don't realize is that you're not being slow on purpose. Your body simply can't move as fast as it once did, and that's perfectly natural. This frustration and impatience can breed feelings of disdain, especially when younger people don't fully understand the physical challenges that come with aging. They might see you as being lazy or incapable, but they're not considering the fact that your body just doesn't have the same energy or flexibility it used to. Instead of offering compassion or understanding, they're more likely to project their own impatience or frustration onto you, which can create tension in your relationship. In these moments, it's important to remember that the slower pace is a natural and inevitable part of aging. But for those who don't understand this, it can be a source of frustration or even resentment. They may not realize how much energy it takes for you to do what they consider simple tasks, which can lead to misunderstandings and negative feelings. Recognizing that these reactions are rooted in their own lack of understanding and not in your ability or worth can help you navigate these interactions with more empathy and grace. Reason number 4, they envy your freedom from expectations. As we age, many of us find ourselves free from the weight of societal expectations that once loomed large. Whether it's the pressure to climb the corporate ladder, maintain a certain appearance, or conform to the social norms of what life should look like, older individuals often have the luxury of living life on their own terms. This freedom can be incredibly liberating, but for some younger people, it can also stir up feelings of envy and resentment. They're still trying to navigate the pressure to fit in, succeed, and live up to others' standards, which can make your ability to live authentically feel like a reminder of everything they're struggling to achieve. Take, for instance, an elderly woman who's lived a full and fulfilling life. She spends her days doing exactly what she wants, whether it's traveling, taking up a new hobby, or simply enjoying time with friends. She doesn't care about the latest fashion trends, societal standards of beauty, or what anyone thinks of her choices. She's free to be herself without the pressure of meeting external expectations. On a family vacation, a younger relative, perhaps in their late 20s, can't help but feel a bit jealous. They look at her with both admiration and a sense of frustration, wondering why they can't feel the same freedom. The younger person is still bound by deadlines, social media images, and the constant drive to prove themselves in the world, while the older woman enjoys a sense of peace and self-assurance that comes from simply being herself. This envy can create an underlying sense of resentment. The younger generation may feel that their own lives are confined by responsibilities and societal demands, while the elderly person seems to be able to escape them with ease. The freedom to live authentically without the fear of judgment or the pressure to conform can be a powerful reminder of what they themselves long for. It's not just the actions that evoke envy, but the deep sense of liberation that comes with no longer being tethered to the opinions of others. This kind of resentment often simmers beneath the surface, and while it may not always be expressed openly, it can create subtle tension in relationships. Ultimately, the secret resentment comes from a place of longing. Younger people, caught up in the hustle and bustle of life, might silently wish for the freedom to live as the older generation does, without the constant weight of expectation. Recognizing this dynamic can help you approach these interactions with compassion, knowing that the envy they feel is rooted in their own struggles with societal pressures. Reason number 5, people don't want to face their own mortality. As we age, we become living reminders of the passage of time. Our gray hair, wrinkles, and slower movements mark the inevitable journey that everyone will eventually take. For many younger people, this serves as a constant reminder of their own mortality, and that can be deeply uncomfortable. Rather than confronting the reality that time is slipping away, some individuals prefer to avoid thinking about it altogether. This discomfort can manifest in subtle ways, such as avoiding older relatives or even harboring unspoken resentment toward them. It's not that they don't care about you, but that your presence forces them to face a truth they'd rather not acknowledge. Imagine a young man in his 30s who's been avoiding his grandmother for a while. He loves her, but every time he visits, he's reminded of the fact that she's getting older, and the thought of losing her one day nags at him. So he starts finding excuses to stay away, saying he's busy with work or that he's too tired to visit. The real reason, though, is that he's uncomfortable with the idea of aging. Spending time with his grandmother means confronting the reality of what's in store for him, and that's a tough pill to swallow. Instead of embracing the time he has left with her, he distances himself in an attempt to escape the unsettling thoughts of his own eventual aging and mortality. This avoidance is often rooted in fear. The idea of aging brings up deep existential questions about life, death, and the passage of time. Seeing an older person, someone they love, go through these stages can stir up feelings of helplessness or anxiety about their own future. And rather than face those emotions, they may choose to keep their distance, avoiding interactions that force them to think about what's to come. This discomfort can lead to subtle resentment as well. They may not consciously realize it, but deep down, they resent the reminder that their own time is limited, and that can lead to feelings of guilt or frustration. In these situations, it's important to remember that the discomfort they feel isn't a reflection of you, but of their own struggles with mortality. The best thing you can do is live your life to the fullest, showing them that aging doesn't mean losing vitality, but simply evolving into a different, more experienced version of yourself. By embracing your own journey, you can set an example that helps others face their own fears about time and aging with more acceptance. Conclusion. As we've seen, growing older can stir up complex feelings in others, whether it's envy, discomfort, or fear. But understanding these reactions can help us navigate relationships with compassion and grace. So, the next time you sense some tension or distance, remember that it may be more about their struggles with aging and less about you. Embrace your wisdom, independence, and authenticity, and continue to live life fully, no matter what others might feel. Thanks for watching. And if you found this video insightful, don't forget to leave a comment with a 9 or 0 to let us know your thoughts. Take care, and see you in the next one.